bud. Good, how are you?
This is your setup?
This is it. Yeah.
Nice.
It's come along.
Test, test. Six minutes, 13 seconds. Test, 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 test. All right. Good evening to those of you tuning in to our live broadcast already. If you're here early, we appreciate you. I see that there's 35 viewers tuned in right now. We're right on schedule to start at 7 o'clock, which is the scheduled tip-off time. There's about 12 minutes remaining in our warm-ups, plus a little bit extra time for public address announcer Derek Hasselberg to get us going on the stadium microphone. So thanks for being here early. A couple of announcements here. Also participating in activities tonight for the Tigers. There's a lot going on, but unfortunately some of the live streams require a paid subscription, so I won't be able to give you live updates. You'll have to decide whether or not you're going to fork out some cash and check in on the Tigers who are away today. So other Tigers participating tonight is hockey. Boys hockey is at a conference matchup with Chisago Lakes. Boys hockey at Chisago Lakes. Gymnastics has a varsity, junior varsity meet. I believe it's their first competition of the season at St. Michael, Albertville. That's no longer a Mississippi 8 matchup like it once was a few years ago. Boys varsity basketball is at St. Francis. You could subscribe to the NFHS. I clicked on the link and tried to follow, but it was a $70 yearly subscription. So again, I'll let you decide if you want to subscribe to that. And right here, inside of the P-Gym, for a cost of free $99 plus a chance to win some free pizza, is Princeton Tiger girls basketball versus Mississippi 8 opponent, the St. Francis Saints. So a little bit of background on these two teams. Both teams come in without a win yet. So the Tigers enter with an overall record of 0 wins and 3 losses. Their previous schedule leading up to tonight was a 61-88 loss at Zimmerman, a 49-55 loss at home in their home opener versus Chisago Lakes, and most recently last Friday, a 38-97 loss to the number 1 ranked team in Class 3A, the Becker Bulldogs. So 0-3 leading up to tonight's matchup versus the St. Francis Saints. The Saints also 0 on the season. Their schedule leading up to this evening is a loss 50-60 versus Monticello. This is the first away game for the Saints here tonight. So they also had a loss versus Ricori 59-62 at home in St. Francis. A loss to Big Lake 36-56. Most recently, Friday, Jan 22nd, a loss to Cambridge Isani by a score of 36-58. So somebody's has got to go tonight. Some player statistics according to the Minnesota Girls Basketball Hub. That's a website run by the Minneapolis Star-Tribune. Leading scorer with 4 games played is Callie Peterson. Kylie Dustman has 1 game played on the Basketball Hub and is the leading scorer with 12 points. But we're going to call Callie Peterson the leader since she's played in all 4, statistically speaking. Ariana Comfort has 7.8 points per game and is the second leading scorer. Rebounding leaders, Kylie Dustman, 4.5 per game. Madeline Johnson, 4.2 rebounds per game. Assists per game, Ariana Comfort, again, we're seeing that name, 3.2 assists per game. Michaela Rothbauer has 2.5 assists per game. Steals per game, again, Comfort leading the way with 6 steals per game. That's quite a few, folks. She's stolen the ball 24 times already. Blocks per game is 10. Dustman has 10 blocks in just 3 games played. So those are your major statistical leaders for the visiting St. Francis Saints. I'll pull up the hometown Princeton Tigers right now. So, points per game. The Tigers are led by far and away Madison James, number 44 for the Tigers, averaging 22 points per game. That's going to be near tops in the conference. Haley Lupkes and Madison Greasert trail at 8.7 points per game. They are tied for second. Rebounds per game, Madison James, 8.7 rebounds per game. Next closest is Haley Lupkes with 4 rebounds per game. Assists per game, you guessed it, Madison James, 2 assists per game to go along with 11 total turnovers, 8 steals, and 6 blocks. So Madison James stuffing the statistical categories for your Princeton Tigers. Also tonight, we'll have our usual social media contest. So I'll put up the Pizza Barn social media information. Their social media handles are on the screen right now. You can reach them on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I don't think email will work for this one, or MySpace, or LinkedIn even. So if those are your go-to social medias, you'll have to jump into the 21st century and subscribe to one of these 3 social media networks, but I'm sure many of you do. And you'll have an opportunity to win some free pizza tonight. The Pizza Barn is going to give away your choice, either a large pizza or a T-shirt of your choosing. But I would assume most people would choose the pizza. We'll also reveal our winner from the previous game, which was the boys basketball game versus the Becker Bulldogs. Winners leading up to tonight were Allison McAlpine was a lucky winner, along with Lee Steinbrecher also took home some free Princeton Pizza Barn. If you're listening over in St. Francis, you certainly can be part of this competition. There's no reason you couldn't take home some Pizza Barn. You'd just have to make your way into Princeton the next time you're here to pick it up, because I'm not sure the delivery radius goes all the way out to St. Francis for Princeton Pizza Barn. So all you got to do is craft a post with the secret phrase that I will reveal, usually the second time out or halftime, whichever comes sooner. And tonight's secret phrase is going to come with a little bit of a history lesson. So another member of our production crew, Mr. Doug Berlin, is sitting to my left, and we talked it over and discussed it. And you'll get a little bit of a history lesson along with tonight's secret phrase. So depending on your existing basketball knowledge, this might be a phrase that's familiar to you or not. Regardless, you'll be able to craft a social media post, and I'll use it in a sentence, an example sentence, if that's something you might need. Starting tonight for the Tigers, we'll review those a little bit early here. Number 1, Jungroth. Number 5, Sauter. Number 10, Greasert. 35, Lupkeys, and 44, Madison James. Starting for the Saints, the first on the court is going to be number 4, Comfort. Number 12, Mensink. Number 13, Bryn Banks. Number 14, Michaela Rothbauer. And number 35, Idosa Ogbemudia. Idosa Ogbemudia. That's a fun one to say, folks. Really rolls off the tongue. So we're going to take a real quick break here, but there's just 4.5 minutes left in warm-ups. We'll be back for the national anthem and official starting lineups in just a minute. All right, folks at home, we're going to turn up the microphone here to see if you can pick up a little bit of public address announcer Derek Hasselberg and the national anthem.
Wear your mask over your nose and mouth while maintaining social distancing. Spectators will need to exit the building immediately after the conclusion of the contest. Thank you for your cooperation and support. One of the goals of Minnesota State High School League, the Mississippi 8 Conference, and Princeton High School is the teaching of life skills. Sportsmanship is one such skill that makes high school events enjoyable and a valued learning experience. Please remember, whether you are competing or in the stands, be a fan, not a fanatic. Please stand for the playing of the national anthem.
All right, I just did this one time, but I know we've got a few viewers that are just joining us here. So, starting lineups for these two teams, beginning with the visiting St. Francis Saints. Starting with number 4, a 9th grade guard, Ari Comfort. Number 12, a junior guard, Madison Mensink. Number 13, Bryn Banks is a senior forward. She's a captain. 14, Michaela Rothbauer, a sophomore guard. And rounding out the starting lineup, a junior center, number 35, Idosa Ogbemudia. Saints are coached by Nick Jerf, head coach. Starting lineup for the Princeton Tigers. Guard, junior, number 1, Tess Jungroth. Forward, junior, number 5, Caitlin Sauter. Sophomore guard, number 10, Miranda Greasert. 35, a senior forward, Captain Haley Lapkes. The final starter for the Tigers, junior guard, number 44, Madison James. Tigers are coached by Pedro Valdivieso, assisted by Jesse James and Jenna Doyle. We got to give our officials some recognition here. And I got to pull up my email from Activities Secretary Debbie Jensen to do so. As these two teams tip off, tonight's officials for this Mississippi 8 matchup are Jason Hostad, Brandon Voss, and Toby Sackett. We'd like to hashtag thank a ref. The Pizza Barn is a big sponsor for that, along with our secret word pizza competition. So here we go. Ogbe Muda and James ready to jump it up. Saints win the tap. Tigers will get the alternating possession. Ball's in the hands of Comfort. Cross-court pass over to Rothbauer. Comfort. 12, 13, 14, and 35 are the starters. Ogbe Mudia, left-hander, up and good. Off the backboard. Tigers enter it right away. Greaser coming up the right sideline, hounded by Comfort. Stolen it near midcourt. Comfort, left-hander, up, no good. Battle for the rebound. Jump ball's the call, so alternating possession's going to go back to the Tigers. Quick pace here to start. Backcourt pressure shown by the Saints. Ball's entered into Jungroth. St. Francis clears out once the ball's entered. That's a tendency of matchup pressure. First foul of the game. That's going to be called on number 4, Comfort. Trying to connect on a backdoor pass was Lupke's to Sauter. She made a nice leaping attempt, but couldn't get a hand on it. So Tigers up pressing now. It's their turn. Ball comes into Comfort. Stolen again. Comfort hangs on to it. James tips that one away from Idosa Ogbemudia. And Sauter ends up with the ball. Right-handed attack, and charge is the call. Good steal, an open floor attack from Caitlin Sauter, but officials say she was a little too aggressive with the ball. One foul apiece for the Tigers and the Saints. Ball comes in, Comfort. Jungroth got a hand on it, but couldn't come up with it. Comfort near half court, now stolen again almost by Sauter. She jumped into that passing lane. Comfort drive, tipped away by James. Tigers end up with it. Over the top pass to Sauter in the corner. Now Greaser, left wing for 3! Rims out. Still a quick pace. Stolen by Jungroth. And changed pivot foots. Tigers racking up the steals early on. Strong support from the Tiger spectators. Not sure if you can see. Sitting where the students would normally sit are a handful of parents and other spectators, I suppose, and they've all got signs, so really neat to see that kind of support continuing here in a socially distant manner, and looks like most people, or everybody actually, is wearing their masks correctly from what I can see. So we want to keep supporting mask wearing and proactive measures to keep these kids in the gym and keep allowing them to play. Back to the action here. Ball comes in at number 12, Mensink. Baseline drive and tipped out of bounds. Saints will retain possession. Saints looking, and ball comes out to 14, Rothbauer. Top of the key, inside. Left-handed hook, bounces once and in. Ogbemudia has all the points here for the Saints, and Coach Jerf takes the first time out. Listen closely. Said the second time out or halftime is when I plan to announce the secret phrase. So listen closely until then. Hopefully you're listening the entire game, but the next time out is when we'll announce the secret phrase. The Pizza Barn information, the social media handles are on the screen. You'll have to craft a post and include tonight's secret phrase, and make sure you tag the Pizza Barn so that Jody Stay over there can choose a winner. Back to the action here. First charge timeout goes to Coach Jerf. Saints continuing with their backcourt pressure. Looked like matchup pressure, player-to-player pressure. Still looks that way. Tess Jungroth attacking with the right hand. Now James. Attacks with her left hand, spin dribble, shots up and good. Madison James puts the Tigers on the board. Comfort has the ball out near half court, being hounded by Tess Jungroth, tipped away, almost stolen again by the Tigers. They're going to have more steals than points if they keep this up. Ogbe Mudia inside, stolen by James. She's got a couple of steals, as do Jungroth and Sauter. Greaser driving with her right hand, up and good. Tie game 4-4. We know our scoreboard clarity isn't great, so I'll do my best to keep you updated on time and score. 15 and a half minutes to play, scores knotted at 4. Ogbe Mudia has all 4 for the Saints. 2 apiece for Greasert and James. Top of the key is Mensink. Now Comfort, left-hand drive. James came over to rotate and contested the shot. More important, the Tigers ended up with the rebound. Greasert gets some credit for rebounding on the backside. That's a tough skill, folks, to rotate all the way down and come up with a rebound as a secondary or tertiary defender. Miranda Greasert. Good board. Ball comes into Jungroth. She's doing lots of the ball handling here early on for the Tigers. Now James, backdoor to Jungroth. Good-looking pass. Greasert, Sauter, right wing for 3! Can't find it. Tipped back by Lupkes, but right to Ogbe Mudia. Saints running the floor. Rothbauer's got it. Inside to Ogbe Mudia. Left-handers up and good. All 6 points to one player here for the Saints. Right-hand drive for James, passed out of bounds. St. Francis gets possession. 5, 11, and 20 coming in. That's Johnson, McDaniel, and Madison Rothbauer. Michaela Rothbauer, a sophomore. She was in the starting lineup. Probably some kind of relation. A lot of times that's how these high school teams work. Madison and Michaela Rothbauer. Pressure again for the Tigers. Not quite able to come home with a steal, but they've been able to steal in the half court as well. 6-4 is the score. Inside to Ogbe Mudia. Swatted away by Madison James. She was on the floor for a second, but got up quickly and in time to swat one away from the lone scorer on the Saints. 44 for 3. That's Madison James. Her first three-point attempt. Front rim and out. 14 Rothbauer attacking. Finds a player in the corner. Sister Rothbauer, no good. Bounces off the back iron. Ball's tapped around in the hands of Johnson. Up and bounces in. 8-4. Saints hold the lead. 2 consecutive baskets for the Saints. Sauter left wing for 3. Rims out. Saints give chase. Comes down with Maddie Johnson as the rebound. Pushed ahead to Rothbauer. Back to Johnson. Saints trying to establish a strong inside presence with Ogbe Mudia. Kicked ball. Haley Lupkes tries to slide in front, but her feet got in the way. Number 4, Comfort, and 10, Kylie Dustman. Sub for the Saints. So, second time out. I'm going to put up the social media handles here and hope that I have enough time because our secret phrase comes with a history lesson. The secret phrase is Cagers. That's a basketball term going way back to when the game began to be played competitively. And many basketball teams were referred to as cage teams because of the way gyms were constructed. Fans had to watch from an elevated platform. They were watching from up above, and they needed a cage to protect them from falling over. So a lot of times these teams were referred to as cage teams, or Cagers were the players. And when James Naismith wrote the rules for basketball, he didn't have out of bounds incorporated. So players just had to wrestle for the ball. Whoever got to it first could retain possession. Obviously, there's lots of changes that have gone into the game of basketball, and having a cage around the spectators is definitely a noticeable difference. So Cagers is the secret phrase for tonight. You'll have to craft a post and say something about watching the Tiger Cagers take on the St. Francis Cagers, and make sure you tag Pizza Barn in your post. and you'll have an opportunity to be entered into a drawing for some free pizza. Cagers is the secret phrase. Ball comes into Comfort. Now back to number 11. That's Brooke McDaniel, her first action of the night. Brooke, a sophomore guard. Stolen away by Sauter. Now Lupke's left wing for three. Bounced into it, and Lupke sends it home. The first made three-pointer for either team goes to Haley Lupke's. Tiger senior. Right wing. Tigers in matchup. Ball screen there for the Saints. Ball gets swung over to Brooke McDaniel. Now left wing over to Rothbauer. Traveling is the call. Tigers trail by 1 here. 8-7. Saints lead. 12 minutes, 28 seconds to play. Jungroth handling the ball. Now Greaser, right wing. She's guarded by Dustman. Lupke's middle drive, right-handers up and good. Haley Lupke's 2 consecutive buckets. And she becomes the Tiger leading scorer and gives the Tigers a lead, 9-8. 12 minutes to play. Ball in the corner to number 11. That's Brooke McDaniel. Back to Comfort. Swung over to Rothbauer. Madison Rothbauer, hounded by Miranda Greasert out there. Trying to drive baseline, but touched out of bounds. Saints will retain possession. Ball stays down here. Underneath out of bounds set coming for the Saints. Tigers giving a little bit of a zone look, an odd player zone look. Rothbauer for three. Bounced out and rebounded by the Saints, maybe. Yep, they retain possession. Rothbauer, right wing, inside to number 10. That's Dustman. Handling the ball, right-hander, up and good. 10-9. St. Francis leads, and Tigers can't take care of it. Thrown out of bounds there. Pass was intended for Haley Lupke's. 11 minutes, 31 seconds remain here. Half one inside of the P-Gym. Also in action for the Tigers tonight is the boys basketball team at St. Francis, boys hockey at Chisago Lakes, and gymnastics all taking place in visiting venues. Inside pass zipped into Dustman. One dribble and she's stuck. Finds a player on the perimeter. Number 12, Mensink's got it. Back to 5, Johnson. Maddie Johnson. Swung over to Mensink. Right-handed drive. Johnson's got it. Baseline drive. Right-handed drive. Dustman had an opportunity. Stolen by Sauter. Tigers almost certainly have more steals and points. Greasert pulls up from the left wing, bounced out. Dustman comes down with the rebound, and there's going to be a foul, probably on Sauter. That'll be her first and the Tigers' second. I haven't given our production team a shout-out yet. First on the list has got to be Joe Thiel. Joe Thiel's day job is manager at SRW here in Princeton, and he's currently producing and watching from a distance in Chino, California. So big shout-out to executive producer Joe Thiel. To my left, I've got Mr. Doug Berlin. His day job is fifth-grade teacher in the Blue Pod over at North Elementary. And my name's Eric Jacobs on play-by-play color commentary. My day job is teaching health and phy ed here at Princeton High School. Well, I was blabbering. Madison James comes away with another block, her second on the night. She swiped away Dustman's shot. Saints lead 10-9 here. Early first half. Inside goes to Rothbauer. One dribble and up right into Haley Lupke's, who had her hands straight up, but officials say too much contact. We'll have our first free throws here. Number 20's going to the line. That's Madison Rothbauer, a junior captain. Idosa Ogbe Muria set to check in after the first throw. Rims out, and for a while, Idosa was the only scorer for the Saints. She had 6 early points. Rothbauer's second throw up and good. 11-9, St. Francis leads. No more backcourt pressure here for St. Francis. Madison James dribbles uncontested here. Crossover, step back for three. No good. Front rim and out of bounds. So Saints will take the ball back. They're going to sub number 4, R.E. Comfort, 9th grade guard, coming back for the Saints. Lots of youth on the floor for St. Francis. Comfort's got it. Now Comfort's got it. 14 is Rothbauer. Mensink. Now Rothbauer. Michaela Rothbauer. Comfort driving. Left-hander. No good. 2 shots coming up for number 4, R.E. Comfort. That foul goes on Madison James, her first. Team's 4th. Remember our social media contest, and hopefully you remember the history lesson a little bit because the Tiger Cage team is in action. Cagers, or Cage team, I suppose would be the secret phrase. Craft your social media post and tag the Pizza Barn. Make sure you tag the Pizza Barn so you can win some free pizza. 12-9, 3-point difference here. R.E. Comfort's at the line for the Saints. Shots up, no. Oh, gets the hometown bounce. You're not supposed to get that when you're the visiting team. Avery Roman in the game. Cross-court pass. Tied up, so dual possession. That's going to go to the Tigers. Ball stays here. Kylie Ellingson seeing her first action, and Lola Meyer, number 25, Lola Meyer, seeing for her first action. Tess Jungroth to enter the ball. Faith Zinn's also seeing her first action of the night. Ball comes into 24, Faith Zinn's, and she hopped once she had the ball, so as soon as you're in possession, you're not able to move your feet unless it's a pivot or a dribble. 4-point difference here. Tigers and Saints. Comfort crossing over, stolen by Jungroth. Shoots into the passing lane. Tess read that one like a book. Now Roman, top of the key for 3! Front rim and out. Zinn's rebounds. Ellingson. Roman. Almost taken away by Comfort. Trying to take a page out of Caitlin and Tess's playbook, but Tess did a nice job of meeting the ball with her hands and being strong enough to draw the foul. Tess moved her body and her hands to the ball. That's how they coach it. Ellingson's got the ball, top of the key, finds Roman, backdoor cut, Ellingson, well done. Tigers can't finish after some nice looking offense. Ball's coming up the sideline. Johnson's got it, number 5. Swung over to 14, Michaela Rothbauer, back to Johnson. Inside, no good. Ogbe Muda has been a good bet. Not sure she's missed yet until that one. Saints lead by 4. Ball comes into Ellingson. Dribbling up the right sideline. Crosses over. Goes by her defender. Can't finish at the rim. Ellingson did a nice job of breaking the pressure. She was a one-player press break on that one. Saints find an open shooter. 14. Can't connect. Rebounded by number 12, Mensink. Inside Ogbe Moody. A second chance. No. Ellingson was there. So was Lola Meyer. Matchup defense here for the Tigers. One player guarding one player. Ball comes all the way back court for the Saints. Number 14, Michaela Rothbauer's got it, sophomore guard. Mensink, middle drive. Ogbe Mudia, first time we see her on the perimeter. Usually we see her in the post position. Ball screen. Tried to drive baseline. Tess Jungroth does an excellent job moving her feet to cut off Johnson as she tried to drive right to the baseline side. Ball screen offense here for the St. Francis Saints. Players, or parents and spectators making lots of noise over there. The loudest we've heard the PGM in a while. But Saints draw foul. Tess Jungroth got caught reaching in. They're going to call that one on the ground, so not in the act of shooting. St. Francis will inbound the ball once again. 13, Bryn Banks throws it in. Tipped by Zinn, stolen by Avery Roman. It's too bad we don't get points for steals. Zinn's Over to Ellingson, to Jungroth. Jab step and tries to find an open Lola Meyer, but can't get that pass through. Roman swung over to Jungroth for 3. No good. Now the Saints take their turn casting from the outside. Madison Mensink took that one from the left wing. Greasert returns for Ellingson. Miranda Greasert started the game. Got a quick blow. Saints set up their full court pressure. Looks like mostly matchup. Hasn't been real intense. 12 is Mensink applying the pressure. Zins, now Jungroth. Roman fills the top spot. Quick swing over to Greasert. One more swing to Zins. Tigers moving the ball well. Zins tried to find Meyer on the inside pass, but was unable to. Good energy from the spectators, sitting directly across from the camera. Somebody's got to fill this place up. Zins to Meyer. One dribble, and she's stuck here. Finds Madison James. That's a good bet, just inside the volleyball line. Now Roman. Zins. Looking for a teammate. Almost tried to find Madison James, but the Saints player cut in front. Blocked by James, but the officials say a foul. That'll be the second individual foul on Madison James. Good play to hustle back on defense for Madison James. We got to applaud the hustle and give credit to the hustle. That's a tough play to make when you might be feeling a little bit down about your offense, but Madison sprints back, makes a play, prevents a layup. So regardless, I'd like to think that the Tigers will end up better than if we would have had an uncontested layup there. So most points that the Saints can get on this possession is 1, barring an offensive rebound, of course. Second throw up and good. Saints not pressuring after the free throw. Greasert's got it, coming up the left sideline. Lupke's has it in the corner. Zins looking for Roman. Here comes Greasert off a screen. Cast for 3. No good. Front rim and out. Rebounded by McDaniel. Saints are off and running. Rothbauer. Comfort's got it. Excuse me, that's the other Rothbauer. Michaela Rothbauer's got it. Mid-ranger. No good. Rebounded by Dustman. Rothbauer for 3. No good. Dustman rebounds again. One dribble and up. Number 10, Kylie Dustman, does a nice job rebounding on the offensive end. Saints lead 16-9, 7-point difference. Stolen by Madison Rothbauer. Comes to a quick stop. Johnson's got it. Spinning a pass to Rothbauer for 3. No good off the back rim. Dustman rebounds again. That's 3 consecutive offensive rebounds for her. Tries for a 4th, but takes down Lola Meyer in the process, and the Tigers will get the ball. Kylie Dustman, sophomore forward. Lots of activity on the offensive glass. Start calling her Windex here pretty soon because she's cleaning the glass. Tigers trying to inbound, not able to, tipped away. They'll retain possession, though. Number 11 got her hands on it. Brooke McDaniel, sophomore guard. Ogbe Mudia returns for the Saints. Tigers have 2 guards in the backcourt. Tries to go into Lupke's, and she'll retain possession. Swing through in a strong right-handed dribble up the sideline. One-handed pass, trying to find Meyer. Tipped away by the Saints. Tigers retain possession. Zins for 3. Rattles out. Meyer has it. Now Lupke's for 3. She's connected on 1, but not a second. Dustman rebounds, but can't keep her feet, so a travel. Jungroth on for Princeton. Zins checks out. Greasert's got it after the inbound. Inside to Meyer, trying to be strong inside, but a jump ball is called. Tigers retain the possession. 5.5 minutes to play here. 16-9. St. Francis leads Princeton. Mississippi 8 basketball. Princeton has 6 team fouls. St. Francis just 3. Lupke's back to Roman. Tigers can't connect on a pass. Not sure if it was intended for Haley Lupke's or Avery Roman. Both players were there. Both players had a hand on it. Jungroth enters to Lupke's. Now Roman. Tigers looking to get the ball inside. Spin dribble for Greaser. Trying to get a reversal. Ball stayed on the right side here. Direct drive for Jungroth. And she's going to draw a foul and head to the free throw line. Test without any points yet, but this will be a good opportunity. James and Sauter set to check in. $16-9. 16-9 is the score. Now 16-10 as Jungroth connects on that one. 5 minutes to play here, half number 1. Rothbauer's got it, top of the key, finds Johnson. Number 5, Maddie Johnson. Sees Madison Mensink. Rothbauer inside pass to Edosa, but can't connect. Nice looking play, rebounded by Madison James. Strong rebound for number 44 for Princeton. Midcourt bounce pass to Greaser. Right-handers up, no good. Saints rebound. And they're going to have a 4-on-1 uncontested layup. Number 14, Michaela Rothbauer, led the charge there, but there were 4 St. Francis players all ready to rebound had that not been a successful layup. Greasert has the ball. Right-handed attack and a crossover. Swung over to Jungroth. 18-10, St. Francis leads. Apologies for our scoreboard camera. Hopefully you took your Dramamine and you're not getting motion sickness from all the movement. Greasert for 3, left corner, Swish! The second three-point made basket for the Tigers comes by way of Miranda Greasert, stolen by Madison James. 2-on-2 break. She stops in the mid-range and pops. No good. Saints rebound goes to Rothbauer. 18-13, St. Francis leads. Mensink drives, reverse layup, no good. Rebounded Rothbauer. Left-hander goes up and in. 7 points is the difference. The pace is quickened. Both teams trading baskets here. James, top of the key for 3! Greasert rebounds up and in. Well done by Miranda Greasert to pursue her teammate's miss. 5-point difference now. Greasert leads the way for the Tigers with 7. Spin dribble for Johnson. Jungroth jumped into the passing lane. Probably good she didn't steal it. It's hard to say something like that, but the Saints passed it out of bounds. Tess was losing her feet, and maybe a steal would have led to a travel. But regardless, Tigers have the ball. Soft full court pressure for the Saints. Ball comes back to Jungroth. Roman, Sauter, right wing. Jungroth. Tigers passing and cutting. Inside pass intended for James, tipped away by Dustman. Tigers sprint back on D. Ogbe Muda, trailing player. 2 strong dribbles. Tigers are there and draw a charge. Tess Jungroth took one right in the chest. Good for her to be in position and tough enough to take one from Idosa Ogbe Mudia, who came on strong. Idosa should get credit for running the floor. That's a long ways to go. Sauter has the ball, middle of the court. That's a good place to start when you're trying to break a press. Sauter, right corner. Jungroth. James. Quick away. Three-pointer, no good. Front rim. Saints are there to rebound. Tigers are going to foul. They've been at 6 fouls for quite some time. (20 to 15). 2 minutes, 24 seconds to play. Comfort's at the line for the Saints. Tigers were in foul trouble early, but did a good job not fouling in the middle of the half. 2.5 minutes to play here and just 7 fouls. Comfort's first throw up and good. 22-15. Ogbe Mudia still leads the way with 6 points for the Saints. Tigers are led by sophomore Miranda Greaser with 7 points. Dustman rebounds and up and good. Rebound putback for number 10, Dustman. Tigers come back quickly. Greaser will have a chance to go to the line. These two teams trading free throw opportunities. Greaser's first throw rims out. 23-15 is the score. Visitors from St. Francis lead. Couple of bounces. Second throw's up and good. That one's pure from Miranda Greaser. She tallies 8 points here. Comfort's guarded by Sauter. Mid-ranger, good. Number 4, Ari Comfort. Looks comfortable. Shooting the mid-range shot. Almost stolen, but now James has got it. 5-on-4 advantage for the Tigers. Inside cut. Jungroth had the ball back in her hands. Again, strong enough is Tess Jungroth to draw a foul. Ellingson and Lola Meyer in for the Tigers. Kylie Ellingson, Lola Meyer. Kylie a sophomore, as is Lola Meyer. Excuse me, they're both freshmen. Sorry about that. Rebounded by the Saints. One player's ahead of the pack at number 14, Michaela Rothbauer. Saints swinging the ball. Number 12's got it for 3. No good. Rebounded by Michaela Rothbauer. Now Mensink, mid-ranger, no good. Dustman almost comes away with the rebound. Kylie Dustman not to be denied on the boards. She's been the workhorse for St. Francis. She's got 6 points to go along with more than a handful of rebounds. 5 took that shot. That's Johnson. Saints retain the possession. Dustman, one dribble, finds Johnson, left corner for 3, bounces off. One Tiger there to rebound. Jungroth gets it and stays strong. 89 seconds to play here, half number 1, Mississippi 8 basketball. If you were listening closely, maybe you remember the history lesson, but quick break and play will give an opportunity to remind you that there's another Pizza Barn contest. You got to craft a post using the secret phrase Cagers or Cage Team, I suppose would work. Make sure you tag the Pizza Barn in your post. And good luck. Hope you win some free pizza. We'll announce our most recent winner here at halftime. Our most recent winner would have come from the Princeton Tigers versus Becker Bulldogs boys basketball game this past Friday. Jungroth's second throw up and good. She connects on both. 25-18, 7-point difference here. Tigers changing defense here. Looks like a zone. 3-2 or a 1-2-2 zone. Very similar concepts. St. Francis adjusting their offense. And it'll work out. Tigers able to forced the unforced error, if that makes any sense. But we'll give credit to the change in defense to confusing the Saints on that one. 1 minute to play, approaching 1 minute to play here in the PGM. Roman over to Lupkes. Now Jungroth. Right-handed drive almost finds Meyer, and she connects underneath the basket. No good. Lola had a chance at it. Less than a minute now. 14, Michaela Rothbauer has the ball. Now 13, Bryn Burns over to Johnson. Finds 11 in the corner for three. Brooke McDaniel connects from the left corner. 3 points for the Saints. We also have a special halftime treat. A couple of Princeton High School students coming for an interview after that Tiger turnover. So in just 31.9 seconds, we've got some social media interns for Princeton High School to join us for an interview. So stick around. Don't go anywhere during halftime. Just a couple of possessions left here with 24 seconds. Saints turn it over, so the Tigers will have a shot here. 22.4 seconds is what the scoreboard says. Jungroth to enter it. Comes into Greasert. Plenty of time here for the Tigers to get a shot off. With just a little bit of urgency. Crossover drive. Left-handed pass goes to Jungroth. Now Roman, 10 seconds. Lupkes, 7 seconds. Greasert, 4 seconds. Roman, right-handed pass, tipped away by Dustman. Tigers don't get a shot off, either do the Saints. It's halftime. Tigers are led in scoring with 8 points for Miranda Greasert. Number 10, Kylie Dustman, and number 35, Idosa Ogbe Mudia lead the Saints with 6 points apiece. Real quick reminder on our Pizza Barn contest. You got to craft a post with our secret phrase, and our secret phrase is Cagers or Cage Team. And if you remember that brief history lesson, that has to do with how courts were constructed. There wasn't an out-of-bounds rule, so players could literally wrestle to retain the possession, and they didn't want fans getting in the way, so they elevated them above the playing surface, and of course they needed a cage to make sure nobody fell over the edge. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to have our social media interns on an interview here in just a matter of a minute or two. So you're going to get to hear from a couple of Rockstar Princeton High School students about their new position as social media interns. All right, so we're back here with a little bit of halftime entertainment. I have Princeton High School students Ellie Horton and Kate Gross here to tell us about some new social media intern positions. But first, they're going to give us a real quick summary of what they do at Princeton High School and who they are. So start by telling us your name.
Hi, I'm Kate Gross, and I'm a Princeton High School junior. I'm in track and field, and I'm a social media
intern. Kate's a social media intern. Now Ellie Horton's going to tell us about herself.
Hi, I'm Ellie Horton. I'm also a junior with Kate, and I'm involved in cross country and track and a bunch of other clubs, and I'm also a social media intern.
All right, so this social media intern thing, that's a new position, and I think it's really cool that it's being staffed by Princeton High School students. So give us a real quick summary. If somebody asked you, what do you do as a social media intern, how would you answer that question?
So we mostly cover everything that's going on between the district, and right now it's mostly about the high school. We are trying to get more of all the different schools and get just everybody engaged in it and just everybody there. Yeah.
I think it's a really neat project. These two girls are doing a great job keeping things super positive, and hopefully gaining some followers and some feedback from you people who are listening. So if you're listening, give Princeton High School a follow on Instagram. I think is what there is the account that these two are running. So, Ellie, really quick, anything to follow up Kate's comments about being a social media intern?
So you can follow us at ISD477 on Instagram. We love to spread positivity and show a bunch of creative ways that people are getting involved in the school.
What a great experience. So, like they said, give these two a follow. Give the district's Instagram account and other social media accounts a follow, along with the Pizza Barn. The Pizza Barn does a great job of spreading some positivity in the community, along with giving you an opportunity to win some free pizza. So, maybe these two girls will hop on the Instagram or the Facebooks or the Twitter machine or whatever to try and win some free pizza tonight. You might remember the secret word is Cagers. Hopefully, you remember how to use that term because we gave a little bit of a brief history lesson on how to use that term. So I appreciate these two girls coming on. I think they tackled a little bit of nerves for our 86 viewers. We went up to 86 viewers since I last told them, asked them to do an interview. So they did a great job. So give them a shout out and make sure you give Princeton High School a follow on social media. And we're back. I almost neglected to announce our most recent winner from last Friday's game versus Becker. Our winner is Charlie Moe. Charles Moe, day job is teaching and directing the Princeton High School choir. So Charlie Moe, congratulations on winning the Pizza Barn competition on Friday. We're live here inside of the P Gym. I missed our first possession. The Tigers shot and missed. Now Comfort drives right and puts up a running one-hander. Unsuccessful, but rebounds her own miss. Cross-court pass goes to Rothbauer. Right-hand drive. Pushing off. Tess Jungroth draws another charge. At least 2 charges, maybe 3 drawn by Jungroth. Right-handed drive, left-handed drive now by James. Corner pass to Sauter. Return pass comes to James. 2 dribbles and a mid-range jump shot. No good. That one rims out. Comfort's got it. Pitched ahead to number 13, Banks. And for 3, Bryn Banks pours one in. Right-handed dribble here, straight line for Tess Jungroth. James, right wing, left-handed drive, looking for a pass, finds Lupke's cutting. Nice looking offense for the Tigers, but they can't complete the backdoor cut, and Lupke's maybe a frustration foul there after not being able to convert the layup as she hustled back on defense. Reaches in. Rothbauer to enter it. Comfort's back there with her. Ari Comfort doing lots of the ball handling for the visiting Saints. Crosses over. Jungroth reaches in and taps it away. Now Ogbe Mudia. Strong right-handed drive. 2 dribbles and a pivot. Ball's up and good. Rolls around the rim. 33-18. Tigers yet to score here in half number 2. Greasert's got it. She leads the way for the Tigers with 8 points. Now Lupke's. James. One-handed pass. Tipped. 1 time, then 2 times. Saints will get possession. First tip was off the Saints, then off of Lupke's in the corner. Coach Valdivieso wants to talk it over. He'll call a timeout. One more time, since we have a break in play, and I neglected to announce it during our halftime break, Charles Moe. The honorary Mr. Charles Moe is the winner of our Pizza Barn giveaway. So keep posting, folks. We do choose winners. Myself and Jody State team up to collaborate on our secret phrases and these contests. So keep posting about the Pizza Barn. Keep posting about Tiger activities. And today, you can use your little history lesson and post about the Tiger Cage team. Maybe you learned a little bit about the history of the game. If you've been to a few gyms that I know about, the number 1 gym that comes to mind is Hibbing, Minnesota. If you've ever traveled to Hibbing, Minnesota, not their primary gym anymore, but a secondary gym. Typically lower levels play in there. They still have the cage-style gym, so there's no spectators allowed on the floor if you're watching a game in that secondary gym. You have to watch from an elevated up above surface that's still protected by a cage. Comfort has the ball, races down floor. Jungroth hits the floor, trying to guard. Running left-hander, no good. Rebounded by Idosa. Second rebound goes by way of the Tigers. James has got it. Outlet pass goes to Jungroth. Now Sauter, left corner. 1 dribble, finds Madison James. Jab step, 2 dribbles and a strong drive. James was intent on getting to the rim there. Ends up drawing a foul. Roman enters for her first second half action. Avery Roman, Princeton Tiger Jr. A golfer in the spring is Avery Roman. Many of these Tigers multi-sport athletes. James, top of the key. Back up dribble, crossover dribble, step back for three. Can't find it. Lepke's rebounds, but Dustman is there to contest for the Saints. Madison James effortlessly gets off her crossover step back three-point shot. That's a tough move, and she makes it look so easy. Ball's entered to Lepke's. Now Roman. Tigers setting up some early offense after the underneath out of bounds. Between the legs dribble, crossover, and a spin. Mid-ranger for James, and it's pure. Madison James hits just her third and fourth point, but a pretty-looking shot. Rothbauer looking inside for Dustman, guarded by Madison James. Maddie James is there. Tipped it once, and maybe she was thinking a second touch went off of Dustman inside, but officials say nope, and the ball stays on this end of the floor. Saints are in white. Visiting teams wear their lighter colored uniforms in Minnesota. Darker colored uniforms are always the home team. For three is the Saints. Number 13, Bryn Banks lets that one go. Ahead and open is Roman. Now Sauter, left corner, tipped away by Rothbauer. James lets that one go from the left wing and rattles it home. 5 consecutive points here for Madison James. Timeout to Coach Nick Jerf. 7 points for Madison James. 8 points. Madison Greasert still leads. Ogbe Muda and Dustman and number 13, Bryn Banks, all have 6 points apiece. A little bit more balanced scoring. Balanced scoring really for both teams. (36-23). St. Francis leads the Princeton Tigers here. For three, number 13, Bryn Banks. She just made one, tried for a second. Looks like the Saints ran the old elevator screen play for their sideline out of bounds set. 14 minutes to go here. Lupke's right-handed dribble up the floor. Now James. For three, Madison James. 8 consecutive points, 2 threes and a 2. And she quickly gets her individual point total up to 10. Rothbauer, left wing, attacked with her left hand. Now Johnson out top. 36-26, 10-point difference. Rothbauer for three, bounces off. Dustman rebounds. Again, Dustman rebound, put back, and good. Kylie Dustman, after a couple of rebounds, puts one in and makes her way to the free throw line. Dustman dribbles a couple of times, puts that one up, and rattles out. There's the visitor's bounce that you're supposed to get. Roman attacks right side of the floor. Now James, step back three. She's feeling it, but can't connect on that one. It was a nice looking shot regardless. Good fight on the floor. That was Sauter and a St. Francis player wrestling for that one. maybe like Dr. Naismith intended it, but we'll stop the game, and the alternate possession will keep the ball. Ball's entered to Lepke's. Now Roman looking for a teammate out on top of the floor. Finds Greasert in the mid-range, off of her knee, swatted away by the Saints. Lepke's dives to the floor. Left wing, strong jab by Madison James. Driving right-hander, can't connect. Rothbauer quickly gets the ball into the front court. Left-handed drive by Comfort's up and good. Ari Comfort drives and puts that one in. The scoring is definitely picked up here in half number 2. James steps back, looks inside for Greasert, and connects on a pass. Now Lepke's right-handed drive. Tries to get through, but a travel's called. Comfort handling the ball in the backcourt. Strong ball handling from Ari Comfort, just a 9th grader for the Saints. She's got it out on top near the P. Right-handed drive. Tigers help on D. 3-point shot coming. No good. Rebound. Goes to the Saints. And a travel. Idosa Ogbe Mudia came away with the rebound, but not able to get the ball up towards the rim. 40-26. Saints lead the Tigers. Just under 12 minutes to play. James, one-handed pass over to Roman. Right-handed drive. Trying to throw the hammer pass after a baseline drive was Avery Roman. Looking for teammate Madison Greasert over there. Hammer play is when a player drives towards the baseline and maybe drifts a little bit out of bounds and throws the pass to the opposite corner. Roman guarding the ball. Screened by Ogbe Mudia. Now Comfort, right wing. Controlled dribbles here. St. Francis running offense. Tigers still matched up on D. Comfort drives. Ogbe Mudia, mid-range shot, no good. Rebounded by Greasert. Probably good for the Tigers if she's shooting out there instead of near the basket. She shot a high percentage from close. Lepke's for 3! She steps right into that one confidently, but not able to connect. Now Sauter for 3. Can't find it. Ogbe Mudia finds a cutting teammate, number 14, Michaela Rothbauer, came open under the basket. Ball's entered to Greasert. 40-26. Pace is slowed just a little bit. Lepke's top of the key, looking for a teammate. One-handed pass comes into James. Knocked away, but retains possession. Can't quite get it in. Madison James, good hands to catch that one in all kinds of traffic. Foul goes on number 12, Madison Mensink, her 3rd individual foul. A perfect swish for Madison James on the first free throw. She's got her points totaled up to 11. She leads all scorers for either team. And it's been a flurry here in the second half for Madison James. 9 total points coming in the second half. Timeout, Coach Valdivieso. Other Tigers in action tonight. Haven't seen any score updates from hockey, gymnastics, or boys basketball. I've been doing a little bit of Twitter surfing to try and come away with some updates for you. But my social media machine isn't telling me anything about Tiger activities. Maybe I'm not following the right people, but if you've got an update let me know. I'd love to share it with the world on the World Wide Web here. Tiger boys are in action tonight at St. Francis. They've got just one loss on the season, and they won most recently against Becker. So they're currently undefeated in the Mississippi 8 with two victories. I believe St. Francis boys also undefeated in the conference. So a matchup of some real strong boys basketball teams just a few miles down the road. Girls are in action right here inside of the P-Gym, and the boys hockey team looking for their first win in action in the conference versus Chisago Lakes. So best of luck to all the Tigers in action. Tigers picking up where they started the game, a Tess Jungroth steal. Controlled drive there by Tess Jungroth, but the pass is going to go off of Madison James. Tigers trying to set up defense now after the turnover. 12-point difference, 10.5 minutes to play. A little bit of backcourt pressure here for the Tigers. Looks like a half-court zone, so 1-2-2 is how I saw it. Caitlin Sauter out on top trying to corral the ball handler, and it's effective. Again, the Tigers changed defense and force an errant pass from the Saints. We saw that a little bit in the first half. Lepkes tries to find a cutting Tiger. That was Sauter going backdoor, but the Saints disrupted, and they turn it over. So trading turnovers here. 10 minutes to play. Half number 2. Greasert's got the ball. The official's counting. You only get 5 seconds to inbound it. Now Greasert. Ahead to Sauter. Baseline drive. Looking for James. Finds her on that hammer pass we just talked about, but the uncontested look doesn't go for Madison James. She doesn't get many of those. Now Sauter comes free. 2 points, Tigers. Caitlin's first basket on the night. Under 10 to play. 10-point difference. And one official's got it out of bounds. The other one's got a timeout. So sounds like the timeout's going to win. Nick Jerf responding to the Tigers' strong half-court pressure with a timeout. Another Pizza Barn plug here. We're running our social media contest, and the secret term tonight is Cagers. You might be watching our Tiger Cage team, our Tiger Girls Cage team. I first learned about that term when I was in high school because our hometown reporter, Mr. Don Marbin, I don't think Don is listening from little old Lake Crystal right now, but he used to write about our high school basketball team being the Night Cagers, and it never really made sense to me until someone told me that that's how the game used to be played, and I think the history of the game is really important. It's clearly very different right now in the way that it's played, and a little bit of research will tell you. Dr. Naismith invented this game to be played and not even to be watched, or officiated, so there's been a significant amount of evolution of the game of basketball. We don't play with peach baskets anymore, and we don't wrestle for balls that go out of bounds, so that's probably a good thing. Sometimes there's a little bit of wrestling going on, but not for very long because we've got that dual possession rule. So here we go, back inside of the P-Gym. Cross-court pass for the Saints goes to Mensink. Turnover. Tigers steal it again. This time it's Greasert dribbling in the open floor. Now James, right wing, 2 dribbles and a drive. Up and no good. She hit the deck after a strong straight-line drive. Alternating possession goes to the Saints. Dr. Naismith would have wanted those two to wrestle the ball away, but we appreciate the alternate possession rule. Comfort dribbling the ball up, almost stolen by James. Skip past the Comfort, top of the key. Finds Mensink, right corner for 3. Bounced off and into the hands of Madison James. She was waiting for it. Now Jungroth, open floor dribbles. Greaser tries to meet the pass. Now Lepke's corner 3. No good. Sauter's there to rebound. Put back. 8-point difference. Sauter's got the last 4 points for the Tigers. Almost a travel by Comfort out top. Tigers tip it away. Great activity on defense. Tess Jungroth responding to the energy brought by our spectators, our loyal spectators. Comfort's got the ball, directing traffic. I'm impressed with Ari Comfort, just a freshman, talking her teammates into position. Now she drives, finds Mensink. Maddie Johnson's got the ball. Comfort for three. Can't find it. Into the hands of Greasert. Now James. Ahead and open is Sauter. Back to Lepke's. Now James uncontested. Bang! Madison James connects on another one. She capitalizes on the uncontested look. 5-point difference here. The Saints have led all of the second half, but the Tigers are within reaching distance. 8 minutes to play. Comfort's got it. Swings it over to Mensink. Tigers in a zone defense here. Skipped over to 13. Now Ogbe Muda's got it. Front of the rim. Can't find it. James comes away with the ball. She's not going to give it up. Crossover drive. Step back for three. Tigers rebound on offense. Back to James. One dribble pull up. Back iron. The momentum has swung way of the Tigers. The momentum pendulum oftentimes swings back and forth in a basketball game. And it's swung in the direction of the home team here, but the Saints clinging to a 5-point lead. They survive a couple of uncontested looks for Madison James. I'm sure they're very aware that Madison will shoot it from anywhere. She's got in the gym range. That means as soon as she sets foot inside of this P-gym, she's open. And she'll shoot it. Haley Lepke's finds James cutting back door, gets her feet under her, can't put it in. Burns, mid-ranger, up and good. Bryn Banks, senior forward, connects on that one to stop the Tiger run. Lepke's can't pause her momentum. That'll result in a travel. 7-point difference. 42-35, Mississippi 8 basketball. You're watching for free on YouTube. Inside, Ogbe Muda, one dribble up and no good. Tigers there to rebound, it's Jungroth. Ball comes across half court quickly. Inside look, sounded like it was tipped, and it was. Officials got that one right. 6 minutes, 40 seconds to play. Timeout for Coach Valdi and the Tigers. They're going to talk it over. Tigers are led in scoring by Madison James. She leads all scorers. Nobody in double digits yet for the Saints, but they've got a couple of players flirting with double digits. Number 10, Kylie Dustman, and 13, Bryn Banks. Bryn caught fire and made a couple of three-point shots. Both of those two players have a total of 8 points each. Number 4, Ari Comfort, has 7. Second leading scorer for the Tigers is Miranda Greasert, who's tallied 8 points. Seven-point difference here. 6 minutes, 40 seconds to play. Want to give another shout out to the social media interns. Ellie Horton and Kate Gross did a great job on their halftime interview explaining what they're doing to spread some positivity at Princeton High School. So make sure you give the social media accounts a follow. Haley Lepke's got the post-entry pass from Madison James. Had an uncontested look right at the rim with her right hand, but couldn't put it in. Good offense by the Tigers to create the shot. A big part of offense is making shots, but maybe even a bigger part is getting the open shots. So credit to the Tigers for getting some open shots. Jungroth's got it in the right corner, guarded tightly by number 20, Madison Rothbauer. Inside pass to James. Can't connect on the inside, but tips it away. Steals it underneath the basket. Saves it to a St. Francis player. Unlucky play for the Tigers. Comfort's got it left wing. Can't bank it. 2-on-1 break for the Tigers if they can capitalize. Over to Lupke's running one-hander. No good. Coach Jerf calling for a slowed pace. Tigers remain in their zone defense, and Dustman came free down the lane. Tigers not able to guard the outside to inside pass. Dustman doing the right thing and diving towards the basket in the zone. Couple of right-handed dribbles before a free throw. Spin of the ball up and back rim. Dustman getting set for her second throw. Up and front rim. No good, but she's right there to contest the rebound. There's going to be a foul, but Kylie Dustman aggressively goes after the rebound as a shooter. She's going to pick up her first foul, team's fourth. Jungroth set to enter the ball, looking for a teammate, finds Roman. Lupke's, Roman, Zins looking for a teammate, finds Jungroth, tipped away by Comfort, but again, Jungroth doing an excellent job coming to the ball and being strong once it's passed to her. She draws another foul. I've seen her do that a couple of times tonight. That's a simple play that can make a big difference. Meet the ball with 2 hands and 2 feet. That's how they teach catching passes in basketball. 2 feet on the ground and 2 hands to catch. And Tess was doing a great job of that. Sauter, top of the key. Now Lupke's. Couple of right-hand dribbles. Baseline attack. Strong drive for Haley Lupke's, and she draws a foul. Tiger spectators still bringing their own energy. Even after a few things maybe haven't gone the way of the home team. Spectators staying positive. Couple of bounces, a spin, and no good. Haley Lupke's can't put that one in. 5 minutes, 17 seconds to play, second half. Lupke's a senior. Puts that one in. Perfect swish. Not sure if you can hear that sound, but it's a good one when the ball goes through perfectly. Someday you'll be able to hear it because you'll be back in the gym with us. Number 20, Madison Rothbauer controls the offense, as does Michaela Rothbauer. So 14 and 20, Michaela and Madison share the same last name, and they're sharing the ball out in the half court. Greasert getting set to check in and return. She'll be back during the next dead ball. Tigers still showing zone defense. Rothbauer. Maddie Johnson's got it. Back to Rothbauer. Michaela Rothbauer. For 3, left corner, back rim. Tigers rebound. Sauter's off and running. A one-player break. Shoots a floater in the middle of the lane. She'll get some free throws. More aggressive offensively as Caitlin Sauter. She'll have a chance to narrow the gap here. 42-36. St. Francis has led the whole second half. Free throws up and almost. I've been talking about the hometown bounce. You'd think that Caitlin Sauter would get that one, but not quite. couple of players enter the lane early. We'll see what the officials say. Not sure if it was Zins or Dustman. They do say that Dustman came in first. Zins and Dustman both entered the lane early, but officials say that the St. Francis player entered first. Couple of dribbles. Second shot, third shot, really. He's up and no good, but Faith Zins there to contest the rebound. Kylie Dustman tried to rebound it, but because Faith was contesting, Tigers will retain the possession. James back into the game. She'll be the inbounder. Into Lepke's. Now Sauter. James comes up the chute. They were looking to get her open on the perimeter. She ends up with the ball. Left-handed dribble and falling down. Can't connect. Saints have a hurt player, so officials will stop play. Looks like Dustman. Trainers and a member of the Saints coaching staff out there. We wish the best here for Bryn Banks, who's the injured player for the Saints. We're going to take a quick break and be right back with Tiger basketball. All right, I think we're getting close to ending our break here for an injury. Never like to see that for anybody in any sport, regardless of who they're playing for or the sport. Looks like a real tough knee injury for Bryn Banks, so we'll certainly wish her the best. As a former varsity girls basketball coach myself, I saw more than a handful, and definitely, too many knee injuries amongst our female athletes. Oftentimes it was an ACL injury. So we're going to hope for the best for Bryn Banks and the Fighting Saints as she hopefully recovers quickly from her injury. Back to the action here on the P-Gym. Saints have the possession here. Tigers in their zone defense. Last couple of possessions has been a zone defense for the Tigers. And they are hounding the ball, trying to create some chaos and turnovers. Player comes free, swatted out of bounds. Haley Lupke's recovered to her baseline defensive position in time to swat that one away. Number 5, Maddie Johnson, thought she had an open shot close to the basket, but Lupke says no. Ball comes in to Michaela Rothbauer. Cross-court pass to McDaniel. Rothbauer's got it, directing traffic. Tigers stay in their zone. Rothbauer and Comfort playing catch. Now Johnson. Rothbauer hounded by the Tigers. Johnson looking for another Rothbauer. Maddie Johnson's got it in the corner. Long possession here for the Saints. Tess Jungroth tries to shoot the gap and come away with a steal. But Maddie Johnson, strong hands from Maddie. Tigers had a foul to give. That means there's no free throws yet. 36-42, 6-point difference. This is back-to-back close home games for the Tigers. They led the entire way in the Chisago Lakes game, only to lose it in the last couple of minutes. Saints have the ball. Comfort drives, baseline drift pass over to Maddie Johnson. Now Rothbauer guarded by Madison James. Close enough to pressure and touch the ball. Jungroth steals it. Left sideline, looking for a teammate, finds Maddie James. Well off the three-point arc. Now Sauter over to Jungroth. Couple of dribbles, finds Greasert. Looking inside, pass goes to James, tipped up and in! Madison James for points 16 and 17. More importantly, she narrows the gap to 4. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Lupke's tries to steal that one unsuccessfully. Rothbauer for 3 off the back rim. Tigers rebound. Greaser's got it. Powers through the backcourt defense. Right-handed dribble. One dribble pull up for James. Can't get there. Lupke's fouls on the rebound. The pace slows. James came open uncontested. Comfort's got the ball. Nearing the 2-minute warning. Good energy continues from Tiger spectators. 5, Maddie Johnson's got the ball tied up by Lupke's. Timeout. Coach Jerf probably saves a turnover on that one. His quick trigger to get a timeout as Lupke's was applying the pressure, and the Tigers looked like they were going to come away with it, but the quick triggered timeout saves the possession for the Saints. 4-point difference here, 42-38. Mississippi 8 basketball. Saints have led the entire second half, but the Tigers are showing some resilience as they've come all the way back from a deficit as large as 10 to narrow it to just 4. Our social media contest tonight, again, as always, sponsored by the Pizza Barn. You can win yourself some free pizza as long as you use the basketball term Cagers. And if you remember our history lesson, you might use that in a sentence by saying, I'm watching the Tiger Cage team, or the Tiger Cagers putting on a show tonight on the live stream because before we had out-of-bounds rules, players had to wrestle for the ball. It was first come, first serve, so whoever got to the ball first retained possession. Thus, spectators need to be elevated and protected by a cage in order to watch the game. And many teams earned the nickname Cagers because of how the game was viewed by spectators. Here we go, inside of the P-Gym. I don't want to miss any of this action. I don't think you do either. 4-point difference. St. Francis has the ball. Comfort in the backcourt being guarded by Jungroth. Left-handed drive, looking for a teammate after a dead dribble. Now Greasert guards Johnson. Rothbauer guarded by Sauter. Lots of pressure being applied by the home team Tigers. Jungroth tries to steal that one, and she's going to come up with it. Tess tipped that one away, then hit the floor. Saints earn the foul. Tess Jungroth going to make her way to the free throw line here with an opportunity to make it a one-possession game. I suppose by rule it's a one-possession game right now, as 4 points is the most you can earn on one single possession with a three-pointer and a free throw. But more than likely, Tigers will need to narrow the deficit here to get within one possession's reach. First throw up, no good. Not quite rebounded by the Tigers. Jungroth providing backcourt pressure. Comfort's got it, tipped away by Lupke, staying on the pressure. And a 2-point bucket for Ogbemudia. James was there to contest. The Tigers were scrambling on defense. Lupke's for three. That was a big one, rebounded by the Saints. Tigers stay in the backcourt pressure. Can't come away with it. Comfort's got it for the Saints. Tipped away by Sauter. Saints still keep the ball. Kicked out of bounds. Rothbauer made sure it went off of the Tigers there as she was trapped in the corner. 67 seconds to play here. 6-point difference. 44-38. St. Francis leads. Offset box set underneath out of bounds. Johnson tries to enter the ball. Creative steal by Madison James. Close to an over and back. But the ball's going to go back to St. Francis as the Tigers turn it over. Number 20 set to inbounds, Madison Rothbauer. Looking for a teammate. Tigers there pressuring. Grudem couldn't get to the ball. Had to go through Maddie Johnson, and that's a foul. Officials caught her. So Maddie Johnson headed to the line. No Saints yet to score double digits. A hush falls over the crowd as number 5 Johnson at the line for some big free throws. Johnson tried to rebound her own miss, but Saints come away empty-handed from the line. Less than a minute to go here. This game is within reach for the Tigers. Not unreasonable to think they couldn't score 6 points in under a minute. Jungroth's got the ball, finds Sauter, inside to James, one dribble, turnaround, shot, up and no good, bounced around the rim. Jungroth picks up another foul. And Idosa Ogbemudia walking to the line here. That's Jungroth's 4th foul. She'll join Haley Lupke's with 4 fouls. Goal right now is for the game to be as long as possible. Tigers trying to extend the game in hopes of winning. James tips that rebound to herself and gets a gift from the officials as they point the direction of the Tigers. 6-point difference here. Jungroth, slow, controlled dribble, looking for a teammate. Timeout for Coach Valdivieso. He's not going to take any home with him. 6 points is the difference. Neither of these teams has won a basketball game so far, so somebody will leave with their first conference victory and their first victory overall. Saints entered tonight with an overall record of 0 wins and 4 losses. Tigers entered with a record of 0-3. Both of these teams following a similar schedule. as would be expected, trying to schedule games during COVID times. Next up for the St. Francis Saints will be Friday, January 29th. So this Friday, they host Chisago Lakes. So back home against Chisago Lakes at St. Francis High School. Looks like a 7:15 tip-off. Next up for the Tigers is going to be at home, or at Monticello. So the Tigers go on the road to face Monticello same date, Friday, January 29th. Typically the Mississippi 8 follows a Tuesday-Friday schedule with boys and girls playing opposite. So that's going to be a 7 o'clock tip-off in Monticello. But right now we got to focus on what's in front of us. That's a 6-point difference between the Saints and the Tigers. Advantage Saints. Greaser, right-hand drive. Now Lupke's right corner, shot fake, baseline drive, turnover. Tigers foul in the backcourt. Madison James fouls intentionally. Madison Rothbauer, junior guard, at the line. First shot, good. 4 points on the evening for Rothbauer, Madison Rothbauer. 7-point difference now, 45-38. Second throw's up and good. Perfect swish for Rothbauer. Saints coming back with their full court pressure. Tigers look ready. James into Greasert. Straight line drive here, 3-on-3. James, left wing, step back. No good. Out of bounds. Saints will give that one right back to the Tigers. 14 seconds to play. Jungroth ready to enter. Backdoor cut for James. One dribble over to Lupke's for three. Front rim and out. Maddie Johnson rebounded that one and is immediately wrapped up by Tess Jungroth. She'll head to the free throw line. Again, the strategy when you're trailing late in the game is to extend the game as long as possible. So, if the Tigers have a hope, the game's going to go a lot longer here. Otherwise, we're looking at a St. Francis Saints victory. One spin. Again, a hush falls over the crowd. That one rims out. Maddie Johnson's first free throw. No good. 8 seconds to play, so under 10 seconds here. One dribble and a spin. Second throw, no good. Rebounded by Maddie James. 6 seconds now. Players counting down. Volleyball line three-pointer blocked away by the Saints. And St. Francis, the visitors, come away with that one. 46-38 is the final. So the Tigers' record will move to 0-4, and St. Francis Saints pick up their first victory on the evening. So they will move to a record of 1 win and 4 losses. Another reminder next up for Princeton Tigers girls basketball will be Friday, January 29th at Monticello. You'll have to check Monticello social media, and you can always check the Mississippi 8 website. They're really good about including these live stream links, so that's definitely a resource for you to access away games. Otherwise, we're going to be right back here on our live stream Friday, January 29th for Princeton boys basketball at home versus Monticello. So thanks for tuning in. We wouldn't do it without you. Tigers fall in a close one, 46-38. St. Francis wins. Thanks for tuning in. Good night, everybody.